Okay, so I'm not against anime, right? But I am normal, unlike most other anime watchers out there. Like, for example, when I watch an anime, I sit down, I treat it like any other movie and basically just watch it through. But some people, they watch anime and they get so obsessed with it to the point where they start buying all the merch, they start dressing up like them, and then they start talking with hand movements as if they are a part of the anime. And when I see that, I just basically get so upset and realize that this world is going so downhill. And to think that one day I'm gonna have a kid and raise him in this world, well, I really hope he doesn't meet the anime weebs out there. But the story I'm gonna tell you guys today is basically something that is terrifying, and I hope something that you guys never have to experience at school. But anyways, like I usually say, leave a like and subscribe, and let's just get straight into this story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another insane video. So today's video starts off with me back in high school. You see, this was me basically my grade 9 year. I remember I went to my theater class, and I'm not gonna lie, that's where I ended up meeting a lot of the anime weebs at my school. Don't get me wrong, there's also a bunch of like people part of the LGBTQ community down there, but at the same time, it was mostly anime weebs and LGBTQ communities. Now, you guys are probably wondering, why was I in that classroom if, you know, I didn't enjoy it? We gotta understand that one of the reasons I took theater is because I naturally have a speech impediment problem. Like, I know it sounds crazy because my whole channel is commentary, but I do talk faster than I usually should for the average human being. So I remember I basically took theater to help me out to talk and basically learn how to speak without speeding myself up 20 miles per hour. And if you guys really want to hear what my real voice sounds like, well, just think of XQC, except me. Let's just put it that way. Anyways, going on with the story, I remember basically back when I was in high school, I ended up taking classes for basically helping my speech and becoming, well, less stuttery. And I remember when I started like basically taking these classes, one thing I realized is that a lot of people in that classroom only have the same conversations every day. From things like talking about your favorite anime, to wearing cosplay, to basically trying to get into a relationship with your own cousin. Like, I don't know, it basically had a mixture of everything that is weird into one classroom. So me, I didn't really associate myself with anyone in there. But one thing I will admit is that there was this one Asian girl that was actually really hot in there. Now, I was actually attracted to her, and I'm not gonna lie to you, back in high school, if it walked and it was attractive, well, I'm gonna go do the devil's tango. So I remember I ended up walking up to this girl thinking that I could, like, you know, maybe actually shoot my shot with her. You know what I mean? Like, just kind of like talk to her and, you know, basically use some unspoken riz. You know what I mean? But I remember after we were doing our exercises for theater class, right afterwards, I remember I ended up walking up to her. Thank God she was alone, because if anyone was her friend that was around her, well, it would have cringed me out. But basically, I remember I walked up to her and said, "Hey, like, what's going on?" Right when I say that, no joke, she ended up looking at me saying, "Oh, like, hello? Like, what's your name?" And the way she spoke literally reminded me of like Sakura from Naruto. And listen, I do watch anime, I'm not against it, but she talked as if she was like literally going to, how do I put this? I don't know. Just it sounded odd, okay? She sounded like an ooh-woo girl. Okay, let's just put it that way. And me experiencing this for the first time, realizing that there's such things as ooh-woo girls out there, I remember I looked at her and said, I'm good. Are you okay? I remember she looked at me and she started telling me about like a bunch of trauma that she's been through, apparently. Because I don't know why. Apparently people that really just like have a bunch of trauma behind them, like spreading their trauma to everyone else. I don't know. It's just one of the most cringiest things about most women nowadays. Like, I think the amount of times I've heard a girl say like, you know, she's been like emotionally traumatized by something is actually a lot. And I'm not against that in any way. I'm not saying all of them are fake or true. I'm just saying, like, you know, there's some things that are just not meant to be said out there. Sorry, I'm getting off topic here, but going on, I remember basically me and this girl, we were just basically talking, and basically we just started like discussing other things other than her trauma. So I remember I decided to ask her a question because, you know, I just wanted to change the topic. And I asked her the one thing that basically I knew she was already into because, well, from just the way she spoke. And I asked her, "Oh, so like what anime do you watch?" Boy, do I regret saying that. Because I remember she started saying every single anime that I could ever probably search up. From Death Note to One Piece to Hero Academia to like Fruit Basket to all these animes that literally made me cringe. I'm not gonna lie. Now me, I didn't say anything, and then she ended up saying this one like show that was like she was obsessed with, and that was One Piece. And yes, I am talking about the anime that literally has over 1,049 episodes. Like, are you trolling? How obsessed do you have to be with anime to basically watch a show that has over 1,000 episodes in it? I can't even watch a normal show that has like 20 seasons in it. I don't know. It's just the most oddest thing to me ever. And I remember basically from there, I ended up basically asking her the simple question in that, "Oh, so like what do you do doing today after school. She ended up telling me how she was gonna go home and basically like, you know, watch anime because apparently there's nothing else she could do. And I said, sure, I'm down to hang out with her. Simple as that. I remember basically me and her, we started walking together. And even though I was super just annoyed by this girl's voice because she literally sounded like an ooh-woo girl, I'm not gonna lie, I was just mostly in there just to see if I could tap and dip, you know, just do the devil's tango and get the hell out of there. Because in no way was I actually planning on being in a relationship with this chick whatsoever. But I remember once we got to her house, she actually, you know, had a pretty nice home and she had a really nice place. And honestly, I will say this much, I'm not trying to be racist in any way, but Asian homes are actually really nice looking. Like, no joke, I love how they like set up everything. I love like the whole like plants and cherry blossoms. Like, if I could go live in Japan like PewDiePie right now, I actually would. But I remember basically me and this girl, we ended up going to her bedroom because she didn't want to hang out in the living room. And when we went to her bedroom, I ended up seeing how she literally had a ton of anime posters all over her room. Like, this girl was generally, and I mean seriously, obsessed with anime. And I remember when she ended up putting her backpack down from, you know, being at school, she ended up pulling out her anime pillow that she kept in her backpack. Yes, I am saying this correctly. She had an anime pillow she kept in her backpack. I don't know why. I don't want to know why. I don't want to know why that pillow was like partially wet in a bag. I just know that this girl was onto something. Okay. And once I saw that pillow, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to be there anymore. I wanted to leave. Because I remember when I put my bag down, I saw under her bed that she also had more anime pillows. And I'm not talking just normal anime pillows. Like, I'm talking about the ones with the long dudes, like the long pillows that are like body pillows that have like dudes on them. Yeah, anime dudes on them, by the way, not to mention. Like, I just couldn't be in that room anymore. To the point where I ended up telling her, oh shoot, as I pretend to look at my phone, oh, I gotta go and I got some stuff to do at home. I'm sorry. Maybe we could do this another day. She ended up looking at me basically all like sad and stuff. And she's like, oh, okay. And basically she ended up, you know, letting me go, and I ended up leaving her house. At that point, I never wanted to see her again, but let's just say, as usual, things get really bad in this story. I remember the next day I go to school and I see her there, right? And, you know, me and her, we obviously have some awkward eye contact, but generally, you know, I kind of keep my distance. And then I remember basically this girl, she ended up basically putting her hand up and she left the classroom for some reason. I think she told the teacher that she was going to the bathroom or something. I'm not 100% sure, but I knew she was going to go do something. So me, I also put my hand up because, you know, I want to clear the air and, you know, basically put everything on deck and just, you know, be brutally honest with her, telling her I'm not interested whatsoever. So I remember I basically put my hand up. I go also to the bathroom and basically I start kind of following her. I follow her throughout the school, and then I remember basically I ended up seeing this girl go into a classroom that was empty. Now, I found this odd because she said she was going to the, you know, the bathroom, but she wasn't. And then I remember she ended up going inside her backpack and she sat on like a random desk and she pulled out a laptop, and then she ended up pulling out her pillow. She ended up sitting on her pillow watching an anime, and she started kind of grinding the pillow. I don't want to get demonetized. YouTube, don't come after me. I'm generally being serious here. Like, let's just say she was doing the devil's rubbing, and yeah, I'm gonna say is that pillow, well, I think a lot of people want to be that pillow. I don't know how else to explain it other than I saw this firsthand right in front of me, and I remember as I saw her doing it, I kind of like stood there for like a good like 2 seconds thinking, do I say something, do I not say something? And as I'm contemplating this in my head, 10 seconds already go by, and she heard me step back one time, and basically she looked over at me and said, oh my goodness, like, you're in here? Like, oh my goodness. And yeah, she pulled up her pants and she looked at me, and you know, it's funny because I was there to clear the air, but that just made the air more awkward, and I wasn't sure if I should just pull my pants down at that point or not. I don't know what I was supposed to do, to be honest with you, but all I know is that, you know, I just gotta stay away from anime girls. I think that's just the best way to put it, or anime weebs, if I should put it that way. But anyways, guys, that is basically it for today's story. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and like I always say, fall for more embarrassing stories. All right, peace out, guys.